It's so much stuff going on right now, man. Like watching the news and seeing Italy, thousands of people dying in 1 week. Some people will argue and say, well, this happens all the time around the world. But for a long time, it hasn't been a time when so much has stopped. Like the world has just stopped. People's businesses has stopped. There's industry shutting down. Like I have friends who work in the travel industry where everything stopped. And I have friends that work in the entertainment industry. Everything stopped. Right now, I believe that God is calling us as young people to stand up. He's calling the young people. I experienced both. I've experienced being in New York, not being in church, being in entertainment, and then also going to school, being like in a bubble to a point where everybody you speak to on a day-to-day basis, 95% of the people you speak to is from the church. So I'm seeing both spectrums and I'm seeing two different extremes. And some people may be very upset, but you see one extreme where you have people who will say, you know what, I'm not going to go to church because I don't want to be fake. I don't want to go to a place where I'm not living the life that they're calling me to live. So they don't read their Bibles. They don't want to even have anything to do with God. And that's one extreme. Then I see other extremes where there's people who grew up in church their whole life. They've been in a bubble their whole life, and they don't want to hear about God like that. They don't want to hear about you talking about God. They don't want to hear you preaching about God. They don't want nothing to do with that. That's not the cool thing. They want what they didn't have, or they want the world. And it's two different extremes. And I believe right now God is calling us to seek him, to seek a relationship with him, and even to do what Jesus would do right now if he was here. If Jesus was here on earth, what would he be doing? He would be being his hands and feet, and he would be out there serving. He would be out there helping. He would be finding a way to make a difference in other people's lives. Like that would be a mission. And Matthew 6:33 says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and all its righteousness, and everything will be handed down to you. And right now, the question is, how are we seeking God? How are we seeking to strengthen our relationship with God? And how are we seeking to have him use us in these difficult times? Because you see people hurting right now. They're hurting. They're confused. They don't know what's going on. And they're looking, they may not say it, but when the smoke clears and this is all over, they'll ask themselves, what difference did you try to make in my life when I was down? What's the value of our Christianity or our beliefs if in a time like this, when we're needed the most by the world, the love of God flowing through us, the prayers, praying for those nurses, calling those nurses that we know and praying for them, those doctors, those volunteers, those people out there on the front lines, and actually showing them the love, showing them mercy, grace, helping, giving a helping hand to those people, because that's what people are going to remember once this smoke clears. And for everybody that may be on the other extreme, that may not be in church, I know this is a big wake-up call for the world to see that things could just stop like that. The most important things are being revealed to us today. Family, time with family, because money, success, those things could be on a pause. There's people's lives on pause right now, and we need to go into a season of prayer. And God is calling the young people to seek him and to stand up and to be proud to be a Christian and to say, you know what? I believe in Jesus. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow with coronavirus, but I know who's in charge. And that's the type of faith that's going to rock this world and have people that look at us and say, okay, you believe in God? All right. That type of faith is going to wake people up. And the love that we show them, praying for them, just calling friends and praying for them recently is just opening my eyes to so much of how much people need love and attention. They need that love and care right now. They need that. People being alone is not what God wants. God is calling the young people right now to stand up and to show the love of Christ to this world and to make that difference.